My friend, listen to me with the ears of your spirit open wide, because what I'm about to say is not ordinary talk. It is a prophetic word. It is a divine announcement from the throne of heaven. God is about to change your story. You may have cried through the night, wondering when things would turn. You may have felt forgotten, rejected, or buried by life's disappointments. But I tell you today, the same God who lifted Joseph from the prison to the palace is still alive, and He is about to lift you too. You are standing at the edge of a turning point. Heaven has declared your season of delay is ending. The story that once brought you shame is about to become the very testimony that will bring you honor. There are moments in life when it feels like all doors are closed, when every effort produces nothing, when you wake up each day wondering why you even try anymore. But do you not know that sometimes God allows the night to get darker so that His light may shine brighter? You may have been praying, fasting, and waiting, and nothing seems to move. But what you don't see is that God has been working behind the scenes. God has been rearranging the details, positioning people, and aligning circumstances so that when He moves, no man can take the glory. God is not slow. God is strategic. And when He decides to change your story, it happens suddenly. There are divine moments when God intervenes and turns everything upside down, not to destroy you, but to set the stage for something you could never have imagined. You see, when God is about to change your story, He first shakes the foundation. He removes things and people that cannot go where you are going. That's why sometimes before the change, there is chaos. Before the elevation, there is separation. Before the breakthrough, there is breaking. But those who endure the breaking are the ones who will taste the blessing. If you are being shaken, it's not a punishment, it's preparation. God shakes what can be shaken so that what cannot be shaken may remain. Do not despise the season of isolation. Do not curse the days of smallness. Do not look down on the hidden years when no one knows your name. Because these are the years where God rewrites your destiny in silence. These are the seasons when God molds you into the vessel that can carry the greatness He is about to release. When the world sees you later, they'll say it happened suddenly. But you and God will know it didn't happen suddenly. It happened secretly. He was working on you while you were waiting. Many times, God allows you to walk through the valley, not because He has forgotten you, but because He wants to reveal Himself to you in a way you've never known before. Anyone can praise God on the mountaintop, but only the chosen can still trust Him in the valley. When your back is against the wall, when you've exhausted all your strength, that's when God steps in. That's when the impossible becomes possible. That's when stories change. You may feel stuck right now, but God is not done with you. Your pain is not permanent. Your story is not finished. You are in the middle of a divine plot twist. God is about to rewrite your destiny with His own hand. The power of God is not limited by your past. God is not intimidated by your mistakes. He is not restricted by your failures. When He decides to change your story, He will do it in such a way that even your enemies will be silenced. The same mouth that spoke against you will witness your rising. The same people who turn their backs on you will hear the sound of your victory. God is a master at using the rejected stone to become the cornerstone. He uses the broken to display His glory. He used the weak to shame the strong. That is why your story is not over, because God is still the author. And when God writes, He does not make errors. Do you know why God sometimes lets your life go through long seasons of delay? Because when He finally releases your blessing, no man will be able to claim that they helped you. He will make it clear that it was Him and Him alone. You will know it wasn't by connection, it wasn't by luck, it wasn't by your talent, it was by divine intervention. God is not in the business of small changes. When He changes a story, He does it completely. He doesn't fix a few chapters. He rewrites the whole book. The very things that once caused you to cry will one day cause you to rejoice. There are some of you listening right now, your heart is weary. You've said to yourself, I've prayed enough, I've waited enough, I've tried enough. But hear me, the moment you are about to give up is often the moment right before your breakthrough. God tests your faith, not to break it, but to strengthen it. You are not being denied, you are being refined. Every disappointment you faced was not rejection, it was redirection. God was steering you away from what would have destroyed you. He was protecting you while you thought He was punishing you. When God is about to change your story, He will allow situations that force you to trust Him completely. He will take you to the edge where human help cannot reach, so that you can learn that His arm is not too short to save. Sometimes God hides your miracle inside a mess. He hides your promotion inside the problem. He hides your breakthrough inside the battle. That's why people who give up too soon miss what God was trying to reveal. You must learn to stay faithful in the fire, because the fire is where your future is forged. You see, God's timing is not our timing. You may think He's late, but He's never late. He's always on schedule. What you call delay, He calls design. The very waiting that frustrates you is building the strength you will need to carry the blessing. Because it's one thing to receive a miracle, it's another thing to sustain it. God doesn't just want to change your story temporarily. He wants to change it permanently. And for that, He must first change you. That's why He allows pressure, isolation, and testing, not to destroy you, but to prepare you for the weight of what's coming. There is a divine pattern in the lives of those God raises. First, He hides them. Then, He humbles them. Then, He honors them. Look at your life. Perhaps you are in the hiding stage, or maybe the humbling stage. But don't lose heart, because the honoring stage is coming. God does not start something He will not finish. He does not call a person only to abandon them halfway. Every tear you've cried, every prayer you've whispered, every seed of faith you've sown, it has been recorded in heaven. And now the time has come for a divine reversal. When God changes your story, He does it in such a way that everyone will know this could not have happened by human strength. You'll move from renting to owning, from borrowing to lending, from surviving to thriving. You'll wake up one day and realize that what once seemed impossible has become your new normal. The same place where you were mocked will become the place where you are celebrated. The same people who said, it's over for you, will witness your comeback. God is rewriting your narrative, and no one can edit His script, but you must believe. You must keep your faith alive, because faith is the bridge between your present and your promise. If you let doubt dominate your heart, you will forfeit what's already on its way. Doubt delays destiny. Fear blocks miracles. But when you dare to believe, even when nothing makes sense, heaven moves on your behalf. God responds to faith, not feelings, not fear, faith. It is faith that turns trials into testimonies. It is faith that unlocks divine favor. It is faith that activates the change God has already planned for you. You may not see it now, but something is shifting. Doors that were closed are about to open. People who ignored you are about to remember you. Opportunities that passed you by are coming back around, but this time you'll be ready. The pain you've endured is the proof that your story is not finished. When you have suffered long enough, when your faith has been tested long enough, God says, now is time. And when God says it's time, no force on earth or in hell can stop it. I want you to lift your eyes beyond your circumstances. Stop looking at what is missing. Stop focusing on what went wrong. Start declaring what God has promised. Speak life into your situation. Speak hope into your future. Speak faith into your atmosphere. Because your words have a power. The story you tell yourself determines the story you live. If you keep saying, nothing ever changes for me, you'll remain in that cycle. But if you start saying, God is about to change my story, you invite heaven to intervene, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are chosen for transformation. Everything you have gone through has been a setup for what is coming next. The valley was necessary for you to appreciate the mountain. The storm was necessary for you to recognize peace. The tears were necessary for you to value joy. When God restores, He multiplies. When He heals, He completes. When He promotes, He elevates beyond imagination. God is not about to make a small adjustment. He is about to make a complete turnaround. The winds are changing. The heavens are shifting. The delay is ending. You've waited. You've trusted. You've endured. Now is your time. God is about to write a new chapter in your life. One that will erase the pain of the past. One that will silence your enemies. One that will make you stand in awe of His power. Keep your heart ready. Keep your spirit open. Because when the divine moment arrives, it will come suddenly. God is about to change your story. And when He does, nothing will ever be the same again. When God decides to change your story, He does not consult your past. He does not ask for the opinions of those who doubted you. He does not seek the approval of those who left you behind. God acts according to His own will, in His own time, and for His own glory. You may have been written off by people, but you are still written into God's plan. Others may see you as finished, but God sees you as in progress. They see failure, but He sees formation. They see the ashes, but He sees the beauty that is about to rise from them. When the author of all things begins to rewrite your destiny, even your scars become sacred. Every tear becomes a seed for joy. Every disappointment becomes the soil for your next breakthrough. Do not be deceived by what your eyes see. God is often silent right before He moves. You might be walking through days where nothing seems to make sense, but silence is not absence. When God appears quiet, He is preparing something greater than your expectation. Just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean it's not happening. The seed grows beneath the soil long before it appears on the surface. Likewise, your story is shifting beneath the surface of what you can see. Divine rearrangements are happening beyond your understanding. God is planting people, positioning opportunities, and orchestrating events that will align perfectly with your appointed time. You may think nothing is happening, but heaven is moving on your behalf. Every time you've been overlooked, It was not because you were unworthy. It was because God was reserving you for the right moment. Every rejection was protection. Every delay was direction. Sometimes God hides your potential until the time of unveiling. He allows you to walk unnoticed until He has refined your spirit enough to handle recognition without pride. For the story He is writing in your life will not be an ordinary one. It will be one that glorifies Him alone. And for that, He must prepare your character to sustain the weight of greatness. Because what destroys many is not failure, but premature success. You see, when God is about to change your story, He begins by changing your vision. He shifts your focus from what is seen to what is unseen. He calls you to believe in promises that seem impossible. He teaches you to stand firm when everything around you says, give up. Your transformation always begins internally before it manifests externally. You cannot receive a new story while holding on to the old mindset. You must release the language of defeat. Stop saying, maybe it's not for me. Stop saying, I will never rise. Begin to declare, God is rewriting my life for His glory. I am becoming who He designed me to be. The tongue is the pen that writes your destiny. Use it wisely. There are moments when you will not understand why certain things had to happen, why people you trusted walked away, why doors you prayed for stayed shut, why life seemed unfair. But one day, when you stand in the place God has prepared for you, you will realize that everything was necessary. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the loss, all of it was a bridge, not a barrier. God allowed those things not to break you, but to awaken you. He was removing distractions, exposing deception, and guiding you toward a higher purpose. You may not see it yet, but there is purpose in the pain. There is a meaning in the waiting. There is a destiny in the disappointment. When your story changes, it will happen in a way that will silence every doubt. God will not only restore what you lost, He will multiply it. He will not only vindicate you, He will elevate you. He will not only heal your wounds, He will make them testimonies. The same area of your life where you were once broken will become the area where you shine the brightest. This is how God works. He takes the very thing meant to destroy you and transforms it into the very thing that defines you. But understand this, before the change comes, God will test your obedience. He will test your faith in the waiting season. He will see whether you can still worship Him when nothing seems to work, whether you can still trust Him when your plans fall apart, whether you can still thank Him when He takes something away. The story God is writing for you requires surrender, complete surrender. Because when you finally let go of control, God takes over completely. And when He takes over, everything changes. The change that is coming will not be subtle. It will be divine and undeniable. Those who thought they knew you will struggle to recognize you. They will ask, what happened to you? And you will answer, God changed my story. He will take you from overlooked to overblessed, from burden to favor, from forgotten to chosen. You will become a living testimony of what happens when God steps into a life that refuses to give up. Do not let your current struggle convince you that your story has ended. The pit is not permanent. The wilderness is not forever. The silence is not punishment. God is using it to strengthen your spirit and sharpen your discernment. For where you are going, you will need a deeper understanding, a stronger faith, and a heart that cannot be shaken by fear. When you come out of this season, you will be wiser, stronger, and unrecognizably transformed. Some of you are standing on the threshold of your miracle, but fear is holding you back. You are afraid to hope again because you've been disappointed before. You are afraid to dream again because your last dream died. But let me tell you, God is not bound by your past experiences. Just because something didn't work out before does not mean it never will. God can breathe life into what you thought was finished. He can resurrect the dream, restore the opportunity, and renew your strength. The ending you feared is about to become the beginning of something greater. There are divine moments when everything shifts, not gradually, but instantly. God speaks and everything aligns. One word from Him can open doors that were locked for years. One encounter with His presence can undo a lifetime of pain. One divine moment can erase decades of struggle. That's how powerful God is. And that is what's about to happen to you. You may not know the exact day or hour, but it will come. And when it comes, you will understand why you had to go through everything you did. Keep your heart sensitive. Keep your faith alive. Because change begins in the unseen before it appears in the visible. It begins in your spirit, in your faith, in your declaration. The person who believes that God is about to change their story will start preparing for it. Faith is not just words, it's action. When you truly believe God is about to move, you start aligning your life with that belief. You let go of negativity. You forgive those who wronged you. You make peace with your past. You start walking like someone who knows something divine is about to unfold. The reason many people miss their transformation is because they keep looking for signs instead of staying faithful. But the truth is, your faithfulness is the sign. Your endurance is the evidence that God is still working. Don't wait to feel it, believe it. Don't wait to see it, act like it's already done. Because faith attracts fulfillment. And the moment you start believing fully, heaven begins to move rapidly. You may have been in the same place for years, same cycle, same struggle, same pain. But when God says, enough, everything shifts. The same life that felt stuck will suddenly move with divine speed. What once took years will happen in months. What once seemed impossible will unfold effortlessly. The favor of God will go before you, opening doors you never knocked on, connecting you with the people you never knew, and bringing answers you never expected. That's what happens when your time has come. And your time has come. You have carried the burden long enough. You have fought battles that no one knew about. You have cried in silence while still showing strength in public. But God saw it all. Not one tear went unnoticed. Not one prayer went unheard. Not one act of faith went unseen. And now heaven has issued a decree. Change the story. That decree is about to manifest in your life. When God changes your story, the transformation is not only outward but inward. He gives you peace that surpasses understanding, joy that doesn't depend on circumstances, and strength that no challenge can take away. You will no longer live reacting to life. You will live directing it through divine wisdom. You will move with authority because you will know that your steps are guided by the hand of the Almighty. Prepare yourself, because when God moves, He moves suddenly. Your story is about to shift so drastically that people will say, this can only be God. And you will know that every delay, every heartbreak, every dark night was worth it, because it led you to this divine moment of transformation. God is about to change your story. Not tomorrow, not someday, But now, in this season, in this hour, in this divine moment of alignment, when God begins to rewrite the story of a life, He does not start where others would begin. People may start from what is seen, but God starts from what is hidden. He begins deep inside the soul, where no human hand can reach. He touches the unseen roots that determine the visible fruit. That is why before God changes your situation, He changes your spirit. Before He promotes you in public, He purifies you in private. He removes the bitterness, the fear, the pride, and the doubt that once kept you bound. For how can a new story grow from an old heart? God renews the heart so that the blessing will not destroy the one who receives it. You have prayed for change on the outside, but God has been working on the inside. Because inner change is the foundation of lasting transformation. Many people cry for a new beginning, yet they still hold on to old habits, old words, old ways of thinking. But when God is about to change your story, He requires surrender. Surrender is not weakness, it is the highest form of wisdom. It is when you say, God, not my will, but yours alone. When you stop fighting for control and start trusting His direction, you invite heaven to intervene. God cannot feel a hand that refuses to let go of the past. The moment you release your grip on what has been, He will place into your hands what is meant to be. Your story is waiting for your surrender. There are times when life will press you until you feel you cannot breathe. The storms may roar, the darkness may deepen, and the path ahead may disappear beneath your feet. Yet even then, God is present. His silence is not distance. It is strategy. He hides Himself in stillness to see if your faith will stand without proof. Because faith that only survives when everything is visible is not faith at all. It is sight. True faith holds steady when the evidence disappears. It is in that kind of faith that stories change. When you say, even if I do not see the way, I will still trust. Heaven opens its gate. The greatest miracles always follow unwavering faith. Do not envy those who seem to rise faster than you. What God is building in you takes time because it must last. Temporary success is easy, but divine establishment requires depth. God is laying foundation so strong that no storm will ever shake you again. While others rush ahead, God is ensuring that your story will not collapse under pressure. You are not behind, you are being built. You are not delayed, you are being designed for endurance. The preparation may feel like a punishment, but it is protection. God is preparing you for a destiny that will outlive the applause of men. There is a rhythm in the way God works. Before He gives increase, He allows decrease. Before He reveals abundance, He allows lack. This is not cruelty, it is cultivation. When you have walked through scarcity, you will handle abundance with humility. When you have tasted rejection, you will carry authority with compassion. God does not waste pain. He transforms it into power. Every struggle becomes a teacher. Every loss, a lesson. Every delay, a refining fire. You are being shaped for significance. The fire you are in now will not destroy you. It will define you. And when your season of preparation is complete, when God sees that your heart is ready and your spirit is anchored, He releases change with the speed that no man can stop. Divine timing is mysterious. It seems slow, then suddenly it happens all at once. One moment you are invisible, the next you are indispensable. One moment the door is closed, the next it swings wide open. That is the nature of God's movement. Slow in forming, sudden in fulfillment. So never mistake waiting for wasting. God is never late. He is always perfect in His timing. When your story begins to shift, the people around you will be astonished. They will ask, how did this happen? They will not understand that while they were sleeping, heaven was writing your elevation. God does not make announcements when He prepares His chosen ones. He hides His greatest works until the appointed hour. That is why you must not despise the hidden years. They are sacred. Those are the years when God whispers secrets to your soul, when He teaches you to hear His voice and not the noise of the world. Because when the story changes, you will need to discern His direction among many distractions. Be careful not to let bitterness follow you into your new chapter. Some people try to carry the pain of the past into the promise of the future. But when God gives you a new story, He also gives you a command: forgive. Forgive so that your heart will be free. Forgive so that your spirit will not be poisoned by the past. Forgive so that you can move with peace and purity into what is next. Holding on to resentment is like chaining yourself to the very season you pray to leave. God wants you unchained. He wants you light enough to soar. When God changes your story, He does not simply lift you. He elevates your vision. You begin to see life differently. You no longer chase validation from people. You seek only alignment with His purpose. You stop striving for applause and start striving for peace. You stop chasing opportunities and start attracting them by walking in divine order. That is what happens when transformation becomes revelation. You begin to understand that God's favor is not a feeling, it is a function. You exist now to reflect His power, not to prove your worth. And listen carefully. Your story is not changing only for you. God changes your life so that others may believe. Your breakthrough will become the light that guides us still in darkness. Your healing will become hope for those still broken. Your victory will become a sign that God is still faithful. Every person who witnessed your transformation will be reminded that nothing is impossible when the Creator intervenes. You are not just being lifted, you are being assigned. Your new story carries a purpose bigger than your comfort. It carries a message of divine faithfulness. There will come a moment when you will look back and realize why God made you wait so long. You will see how every closed door protected you from something that was not yours. You will see how every unanswered prayer was a redirection toward something greater. You will see how every loss became a bridge toward maturity. When that moment comes, gratitude will flood your heart. You will no longer ask, why me? You will whisper, now I understand. That is the beauty of divine timing. It reveals wisdom after the waiting. If you are in the middle of your pain right now, hold on. Do not let despair convince you that God has forgotten. The silence you feel is not abandonment. It is the pause before the unveiling. The darker the night, the closer the dawn. The deeper the sorrow, the greater the joy that is coming. What you feel as an ending is actually a turning. Every great story begins with a point of breaking, and then the breakthrough comes. That's where you are on the edge of your breakthrough. Lift your head and strengthen your heart. The same God who brought light out of darkness will bring clarity out of confusion. The same God who shaped galaxies out of chaos can shape purpose out of your pain. Nothing is wasted in His plan, not the tears, not the waiting, not the silence. He weaves it all together into a masterpiece that only makes sense when viewed from the mountaintop. You may be standing in the valley now, but you will not stay there. The author of your story is not finished writing. When the change manifests, do not forget who made it possible. Do not take credit for what only God could do. Remember the nights you prayed, the times you nearly gave up, the moment you felt alone, let humility anchor you in gratitude. For nothing destroys a new story faster than pride. Humility is the seal of divine favor. The more you honor God in your success, the more He will enlarge your territory. The story He writes through you is meant to glorify Him, not you. And let me tell you this, once God changes your story, it will stay changed. No power, no opposition, no curse can reverse it. When He declares, it is done, it is sealed, you will rise and you will remain. You will shine and no darkness will extinguish your light. You will walk through doors that no one can shut because they were opened by divine hands. You will stand in places you once only dreamed of, and you will know that it was not luck, it was destiny. So keep your faith alive no matter what you face. Speak with conviction, walk with confidence, believe with boldness, because every breath you take is a sign that your purpose is not finished. You are not forgotten, you are favored, you are not abandoned, you are being advanced. The script of your life is being edited by the hand of the Almighty, and when His pen moves, miracles follow. The chapter ahead will carry laughter where there were tears, peace where there was chaos, fulfillment where there was emptiness. You will rise with strength that surprises even you. You will look around and realize that the waiting was worth it. Because when God changes your story, He changes everything. The night gives way to morning. The sorrow gives way to joy. The test gives way to testimony. The season of pain gives way to a life of divine purpose. So stand firm, trust deeply, expect greatly. Because the same God who spoke light into existence is speaking transformation into your life right now. Every force that stood against you is losing its grip. Every delay is being turned into acceleration. Every weakness is being turned into strength. You are not who you used to be. You are who God is shaping you to become. Your new story has already begun, and soon the world will see what heaven already knows. God has changed your story forever.